Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hey there, welcome to Mercy TV, your source for news and information on the medical cannabis issue as it unfolds here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. Also, how it reflects upon the recreational side and the cannabis law reform in general. Greetings, my name is Perry, and along with Sonny and PK.
My garden, my friends, it's starting to be that time again. Wait for further instructions. Hey, I just went to a hearing at the Capitol. It was called the Joint Committee on Cannabis. It's where the senators and the House members, I've been doing this series over the past several years, where they discuss how they were going to arrange and regulate things on the people and the regulation to the regular folks so we could have floor plans. But patients are being really hurt with this different legislation, rules and regulations, costing them more money than these people have. These are low-income people, people that are in hospitals and care facilities.
Well, the main thing is that's why you want to watch the stuff that Pete has been taping, because the OLCC is going in there and they're telling the legislators that, hey, we're doing the best for the patients in the state of Oregon. I mean, they are literally in there telling those legislators that, hey, we are looking out for the patients. And you know, Perry, they're not. The patients are really going to end up.
They're getting hurt.
Well,
Grow site, $200. Hey, that's $150 to have a grow site. Having an experienced grower for medical marijuana, cannabis. No, now $200 for a grow site from $50.
Yeah, and even more egregious is that people that have a grow site other than their home address, in other words, if they're having, to have a place outside, and many folks are, if they're hospice, if they're care facilities, and we want to do a shout out to our fans, both old and new,
right.
in hospital and other such bed-bound situations. But the laws have affected the patient community most egregiously. Folks like that now have to pay $200 more. It's like they're being punished. There's no good reason for this fee hike. It's pure money grab. It's
our taxation that we
right. It's taxation definitely without representation, and it's prohibitive. And that's the thing that really isn't discussed, certainly in the mainstream media, that this is meant to drive people out of the program. It's meant to try and kill it.
Well, and that's why you, the people, want to call your legislators,
right,
and you want to talk to them, and you want to tell them, hey, these are the things that aren't working out. I'm a patient. I use the medicine. The cannabis is my medicine. I use it, or I know people that use it, and it works. And this system that they're talking about doing is not going to work. You know, they said they weren't going to do anything to OMA, and now OMA has got torn apart and broken, and
they stole money from us and put it in their own different departments that they have at the state building on Oregon Street. You need to write your testimonial and send it to your legislature, send it to the governor. I mean, the other day we heard on the national news that they said that the Oregon medical program is the most taxed or highest in the West Coast.
That's what the NPR news was, and they said that the West Coast medical cannabis of the whole West Coast, because Oregon, Washington,
Right,
California,
Washington.
California.
everybody has
California,
it.
Nevada,
Oregon is the highest for
Montana.
medical. For medical
Alaska.
is the highest in Oregon, and that really, when we heard this, me and Pete were talking about it, and I said,
right?
"Bro,
Well, we
that's-
knew that. I mean, you
that
know,
is so. I mean, we should be the leaders in this program, and here we are, the leaders, and they're
Yeah,
making money
yeah.
for the revenue.
we were once the model, and now we're the joke. You know.
Well, and we want to look out for the patients, but the patients got to help and talk to the
Right,
legislators.
you know.
And it's like Prozansky in one of those meetings said, "Hey, they're making a lot of money. Where's that money going?"
Well, more so is the driven the growers out of the program. They've made it so it was costly for them to do this to begin with, and now these prohibitive, literally, costs are driving them out, as they're meant to. They're a part of prohibition. They're based on the lies that it's evil and dangerous and has no medical value. And sadly, those are that's the basis of the new pushback, the continued drug war that we're going to see under the Trump regime, sadly. You know, we're going to see it just like in the Nixon years. The pot war laws are going to be used as a weapon against dissent, against any group or people that they want to, you know, that they want to have this kind of civil war type of activity go on, you know. And I'm a soldier from the bad old days when we had folks that were getting raided all the time. They were getting people with guns in their homes. Their dogs were being shot. Their kids were being threatened, traumatized. They were told to make a deal, to waive away their rights, to confess, and to tell about all their friends and family who also are part of this conspiracy, you know, all without the benefit of an attorney. If they tried to stand up on their rights, if they insisted on speaking with the attorney first or other things, they were told that their place would be ransacked and trashed, that they would, you know, make their lives, you know, really bad. Their children would be taken away from them and put in a foster home. All kinds of bad things would happen to them if they didn't cooperate.
And it's back to, we're just talking about cannabis as
You know,
medicine.
We might even worse, you know, it was a time when folks in testifying before the legislature had to worry about being followed home and getting raided because of that, you know.
At one time past, we had, if you can look up, what would you do when the police approached you? While you were driving a vehicle, while you're walking down the street, or when they came to your house when you were having a birthday party?
Yeah, that what you're saying, Pete, was very important. A lot of people have called about that, and one of the first things you want to do is ask for your attorney.
Right.
Everybody
Well,
was-
yeah. Don't say anything. You want to speak to your attorney first.
Well, because a lot of people are worried. They've done all these things with the cannabis, and now they've felt like they've had rights and they've been legal, and now they're hearing on TV they're going to lose everything. They're going to lose all their rights. They're going to lose everything. And now, what should they do? Well, first thing you got to do is don't talk to anybody. First thing you want to do is talk to your attorney. You know, it's very important.
Absolutely. You know, yeah, don't consent to a search, and otherwise don't say anything else.
Well,
you know?
and these are important. You know, these things that the Mercy Center TV is doing is for information and education.
Right.
And
It's
these
sad
are
that we have to
Hey,
go back to
folks.
these things, you know, instead of saying cannabis is medicine, it's safe, effective medicine, and you folks should have access to it. And, you know, when we're educating folks to educate their doctor and the people around them, first thing we want to talk about is the fact that there's medibles.
right.
You know, we can't have smoking in this situation or that. It's like you don't have to. You know.
Excuse me, Perry?
Yeah.
Here in the Oregon Cannabis Connection, there's a lot of information in it, political and edibles. And there's a website that you could get past issues. Please pick this up. Hey, you can give us a call at this time. That's 503-588-6444. We would like to talk to you or listen to your opinions. Thank you, my friends.
Well, yes.
Right.
If you have some questions about cannabis or some questions about these laws that are doing, please give us a call tonight, 503-363 or 503-588-6444. You know, a lot of these things are going on, and a lot of people don't know. They think everything is fine because the recreational and all these other laws are good, and now they hear Trump's taking all these. I mean, they're back to confusion.
Right.
You know?
I got some different emails. On the one hand, folks with, you know, offers to help you set up a business, and this the latest one was from attorneys seeking to help you with your cases in the upcoming onslaught. There, it's, you know, very.
Well, they're just trying to take care of everybody because you know things are going to happen. And what we're trying to do is say, you know what, cannabis is good medicine. There's people suffering out there. Like Perry said, you can eat it. You can eat it and you can rub it on topically. You know, by rubbing it on topically, do you know that all of the particular arthritis or areas of different, you know, problems,
Right.
you know, that you're having with your joints and that oils that you put on work marvelous.
Right.
You know, a lot of people haven't talked about it enough
No.
to say.
Well, certainly mainstream media isn't going to. So you need to come here to Mercy TV and get your daily dose of this information that you can't get anywhere else. And don't be afraid to call on in here at our number 503-588-6444 and let us know about your cannabis-related comment, curse, or kudo here. Questions, of course. And if you're not able to make this showtime here, you can always reach us on our web at mercycenters.org or give us a call at our office number,
503-363-4588, or you can get a hold of us and let us know on the website.
Right. And do so, please. Poke around there, and if you're not able to find what you're looking for, send us email, and we'll let you know where it's at if we have it. If we don't have it, then we'll set it up and send you a link.
You know, a lot of people are having a lot of misgivings about cannabis, and the thing is this: it's very good medicine. It don't have side effects. People are living today on the worst side effects. I've talked to so many
Right,
people
you know.
all over the United States on the phone, and they're living hell on side effects, and they're worse than the condition that they had. I mean, so many people have said, I wish I had the condition.
Right.
The condition
Just the
wasn't,
condition.
The
It's-
condition wasn't as bad is the side effects I'm living on all of these side effects.
Connie's on the line.
Well, hello, Connie. How are you?
Hello?
Hey, Gabe, you know what? I met a lot of people that have the card but don't have a grower.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, and you know, these new laws that they're doing at
I can't hear you very well. I can't even hear TV very good.
the new laws that they're doing at the legislation, they're taking away all the rights of the growers, so nobody wants to grow.
Yeah.
And
But
that's,
they just don't know how to get one.
well, and they also said, well, that was one of the things they were saying, they were going to take care of the growers by, take
I
care,
cannot hear you guys.
they were going to take care of patients by being able to let them go pick up stuff from OLCC.
Yeah, they were going to make it so that the patients could go to these dispensaries or the stores, the ones that the OLCC was going to be under control of. But it's not, actually, they don't care. They're just trying to control the market,
Regulate us.
regulate it, and their excuse was that there was a lot of it getting into the black market, and particularly ending up out of state. And of course, in the ubiquitous hands of children there.
Well, and they didn't say what kind of medicine the patients were going to get. And we all
Right.
know the patients were going to get not good
You
medicine.
know, and I've been hearing a lot on the news about the recreational smoke.
Right.
Now, what's happening there?
Well, that's one of the things that they're just throwing out they're throwing it out everywhere because there's so much of it in the United States going on positive right now.
A few more states and the federal governments have to change their mind. And we are up to 27 states, Perry?
Yes, there, at least 27 states have some form of medical. Another 7 or so have some CBD-only laws, which are more of an stopgap to prevent real medical than actually allowing these folks to have some CBD only product. None of the states have any distribution system, which is important to note. So they.
Well, other than Oregon and I guess California.
You're right. Now we have a number of states with legalization. Maine, California, both voted theirs in this last cycle. Arkansas has medical. Florida passed a medical law. They already have a CBD-only law, plus one of the few states that recognizes an affirmative defense in that state.
Okay. I think I'll let you go now.
Thank
Okay.
you, Connie. I'll see you on the 1st.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Good day.
So yeah, Florida's an interesting situation. They have actually several levels of cannabis laws that can be used by the citizens there. The law that was just passed, it'll be a while to see if it gets operational or if it gets messed with by the legislators before it's even enacted. They also have a CBD-only law, but again, they're not letting it get to any point where someone can get any medicine. And there's, of course, the affirmative defense that was first, or one of the pioneers of using it being LV Musica, one of 4 federal medical cannabis patients,
Right.
which is
That's
important to
true.
note there. Unfortunately, folks end up. You have to get arrested before you can use that one. You know, it's not like the laws it should be, where folks are with the program and they have some way of alerting law enforcement that this is not one of those. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Move along. Nothing to see here.
Right. You know, a lot of people don't even know there is a federal program.
Right. Yeah, there was once a program called the Compassionate Investigative New Drug Program, and it was opened up to study medical cannabis. It was notable for being one of the things first applied to the AIDS and HIV epidemic currently sweeping at the time. Unfortunately for the program, it was very successful. A bunch of people were signing up for it and being cured, being made
Right.
well. You know, they expect these people to sign up and die, and then, okay, we can get rid of it. But lo and behold, it was successful. I guess they're reading their own propaganda. So they tightened it up and shut it down, and then hoping they can sweep it under the rug, and it goes away and nobody ever hears about it. As they keep saying, it has no medical value, and yet how did you do this program? Anyway, there are 4 people that are still alive today.
And they don't have to pay a fee, a yearly fee, or go to the doctor to get the privilege of using cannabis as a medicine. And they
No.
send her a tin of pre-roll cigarettes.
It gets mailed
And
to them.
it's a joke. It's like when we were younger and smoking Mexican.
You know,
And this is from Mississippi.
yeah, the federal
Right.
government does
You know,
it.
if you've ever heard about the government marijuana farm in Mississippi, well, that's one of the things that they do with the stuff grown there.
Right.
They, rumor has it, take the whole plant, stems, seeds, and everything else,
Well, and they're getting
and grind it up
those
and roll
kids,
it into the thing
the
there.
kids that came to the Mercy Center
Right.
from down there, they're getting a little bit different because they're coming into the testing of those, the way they were separating their different, you know, batches, because they were getting more strains, and you know, they were getting more since the technology is getting more.
The bottom line, though, is we have to end the war before any real growing for the purpose of actually studying it and maximizing it. You
Right.
know, they should be doing it like the Israeli government is allowing to be done, and the result is that the Israelis are developing this very low THC, very high in CBD strain
Right.
called the Avecchio strain, and you know, we should be doing that here. We should be the pioneers. You know.
Oh yeah, and you know, it's like the Parents for Pot.
Right.
You know, we like to say hi to the Parents for Pot,
Uh-huh.
and they can get them on that website.
You know, if you're a parent who's utilizing cannabis, medical cannabis for your child's ailment or condition, or if you know somebody who is, you should definitely give parentsforpot.org a visit and network with folks, you know, who are there. You know, they're in the front lines of cannabis, medical cannabis law reform where it counts, you know.
Well, and it's just another group that's out there, and they're doing good work, and they're responsible, and they're patient.
Well,
and
they're a community organization. What they do is they talk about and deal with some of the things that's in the background, you know, and not just help network you to medicine, but deal with the issues that you're dealing with. They frequently doing drives to help out families that are in tight times, you know, Christmas times and holiday seasons and so forth. Yeah.
Well, they're parents, they have children, and they're having to deal with cannabis, and there's a lot of things.
Well, there's a lot of education that needs to go on, and a lot of conversation that needs to happen.
Well, and that's why we like to do the conversation.
This
You
is
know.
why I go to these committee meetings at the Capitol, to film it, to bring it to you people, to see what they're doing, what they're pulling on us. Please write to the legislature, your House and the Senate, and whoever you think.
Right on. And you can see the legislative hearing later here on Channel 23. Stay tuned or visit mercycenters.org/TV to see the schedule.
Or CCTV to see the schedule.
CCTVSalem.org.
Well, you know, a lot of the information that we're giving out is we're just trying to make sure that everybody knows that cannabis is good medicine. It's good for all of us. It ain't good for one particular person, because you know what? We have cannabinoid receptors in our body for our vital organs, and these receptors will take that cannabis with the cannabinoids in it and do good with our body.
Well, a lot of different cells have positive reaction to it. It's just the important thing, I guess, to note is that there's not the negative. You know, it doesn't cause cancer. It doesn't do any of the horrible things that it's been accused of.
You don't have to smoke it.
Right. And so folks over time amongst the community at an underground level have developed these ways and means to utilize it and ameliorate even the slight health hazards of smoking it and being able to consume it in a manner that is absolutely benign, even in concentrated batches. You know, the folks, you know, are not physically harmed. You know, there's not a long-term effect. They don't go crazy. They don't go, you know, having episodes. It's just not, it's a myth, you know.
Well,
Excuse me, Perry and Sonny. Before 1937, the cannabis was in a lot of the products that you would go down to your druggist and get your home cures from. And then they passed the Tax Act after 37 and made cannabis and marijuana illegal. The medical, they made it illegal too, or somehow we got put in the same boat. But it's medicine. It's good medicine. You can see results on the Mercy Center website. Please.
you know, that's why everybody needs to have that conversation
Yep.
and talk to each other about it. And, you know, cannabis is good. If you have any issues, you know, let us know. On Friday nights is a good time to come by. You can be in the audience or...
Right. And, you know, as a close-up, I just wanted to point out that medical cannabis, recreational cannabis, hemp cannabis, it's all cannabis, folks. We should not let the powers that be divide us by these separate philosophies on best means of utilizing. It's a harmless and beneficial plant, and we should have access to it. And the war is a waste. And it's just a power-tripping, money-grubbing creature that we have to exterminate, or it's going to eat up not just us, but our kids, truly. So register, vote, get everybody you know to do so. Contact your legislators at the state and federal levels.
One, it's important. These are the things that are going to make change. We've made a lot of change, and we can still do it.
And bring everybody you know back here next time to Mercy TV. We'll see you then.
Thank you, folks. Have a good day. You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.